Namaste everyone, I am Ramyashi. Welcome to my channel Ramya Jyotish. Today's video is something I have been watching very closely for months now. When I sat down for complete detailed analysis on this topic, I could see all the horoscopes, dasha, gochar and eclipse. All of them were pointing to the same direction. That is, chicken neck may widen very soon. Stay with me, this is definitely gonna be very interesting. My intention is not to spread any hatred or any kind of fear among the masses. My intention is just to spread awareness and also to give astrological analysis on this topic, especially to those who have travel plans towards these directions, northeast, east or southeast. So let's begin this analysis. Firstly, I'd like to give background about the country Bangladesh before we get into the astrological analysis. So, how Bangladesh was formed and what's their situation right now. So, that's what we'll see first. So, Bangladesh came into existence through their 1971 Liberation War. So, Bengali nationalists rose against the domination of West Pakistan. After 1947, both these countries, West Pakistan and East Pakistan, though happened to be a same nation, were not in good congruence to each other, and that's when the Bengali nationalists actually rose against this west side of Pakistan, which is the current Pakistan, and the East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh, wanted to liberate from this West Pakistan and have their own nation. So what happened on 7th of March 1971, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman gave that historic speech at Ramna Racecourse, a call to resistance that shook the world. So when this happened, that's when the Liberation War started. On 26th of March, Operation Searchlight came into existence. So brutal massacre, then Rahman was arrested, but he had already sent a telegram declaring independence, and this was broadcasted on radio by Major Ziaur Rahman. So because this was already made public, the Liberation War had already begun. But by April 17th, the provisional government was formed at Meherpur in Mujibnagar before West Pakistan and East Pakistan got separated. And by November, India also formally joined the fight and they supported the liberation of Bangladesh, and on 16th of December 1971, the West Pakistan or today's Pakistan surrendered, and that's how the Victory Day was celebrated. But Bangladesh Independence Day is celebrated on 26th of March when the liberation was started. But a nation was born on 16th of December 1971 at 5 p.m. in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. But what kind of nation was born? This we have to see through astrological angle. So I take for the birth chart of Bangladesh, I consider 16th of December 1971 5 p.m. in Dhaka, Bangladesh. So at this time, the nakshatra was Anuradha nakshatra, which is Vrishchik Rashi. So this is the sign of secrets, transformation and deep hidden power struggles. Then the Lagna is Vrishab Lagna, and it had Vakri Shani in it. For Vrishab Lagna, Shani is the Yoga Karaka. But the Vakri Shani in the Lagna makes all the difference here. And this tells that nothing about this nation is straightforward. Now let's go deeper. So once it is said that Lagna is Vrishab Lagna, then the 7th house becomes Vrishchik Rashi, and this 7th house lord is Mangal, who is placed in 10th house in Kumbh Rashi, and Mangal gets Digbali in 10th house, that is the directional strength. So when Mangal gets that full directional strength in 10th house, he becomes way more powerful and strong. But Mangal is the malefic to Vrishab Lagna. He is the 7th lord as well as the 12th lord. So conspiracies, spies, foreign relations and alliances and all kinds of activities activities which require aggression, conflict or forces, everything will be more in nature for this nation. So that's why this nation's very identity and public image is always under the shadow of some negativity. Lagna Lord is in the 8th house. So this is something which we have to consider, because Lagna Lord Shukra going to the 8th house is definitely good, but it is with the 4th Lord also, and it is not a good sign, because 8th house is house of sudden shocks, and it also shows the death of the president or death of a highly esteemed person of the country. So because 10th house is represented by the head of the country or king of the country as per Medini Jyotish, and 8th house is considered as the fall of the government or fall of the position. So when Lagna Lord only goes to the 8th house, and that too with the 4th Lord, which is the house of Singhasan, the throne, so that shows that the throne of this country, the government of this country is never stable. And that's why the person who sits on the throne of the country will have to face some or the other kind of issues. And that's what we have seen in the past. It's not just with Sheikh Hasina, even before that also. So we can see repeatedly, constantly, they are involved in these kind of stuffs. And not just this, they are repeatedly in the land related disputes. So that's written in the chart. Because 4th house represents land, border, homeland, everything. So even this thing also does add up. Now in 7th house we can see in Vrishchik Rashi, Chandrama is there, Buddha is there and Guru is there. Chandrama is the 3rd Lord, Guru is the 8th Lord and Buddha is the 5th Lord. So Buddha is a benefit to this Lagna, but because he is with the malefics and who is the natural benefit, then it somehow gives neutral results. So because all of them are in 7th house, they tend to give some positive result, but they are aspected by Vakri Shani, who is a Yogaraka but naturally a malefic. So somewhere these 3 planets, Chandra, Buddha and Guru, are afflicted by Shani. So that Guru Shani axis of 1-7 definitely has a very big role to play in this chart. So I can say foreign relations are always at stake. They don't have any stable relation or stable alliance at all. So it's always unstable and the alliances are never straightforward. So that's why we see their relation with India has never been in a good shape at all. So for 20-30 years it was good, later again it had some problems, but now it is totally ruptured. And because of all these positions, now we see the fall of the government of Sheikh Hasina ji, and some other new person also came, Muhammad Yunus ji. So this kind of changes are also represented by this kind of affliction in the 7th house, because not just 4th house, we have to see the 7th house, because 7th house becomes the 4th of 4th, and 10th house having a malefic by name Mangal, because the 7th lord has gone to 10th house. So it shows that kind of a more influenced by the military or army forces. Now if we look into Rahu Ketu position, Rahu is in the 9th house and Ketu is in the 3rd house. So the house of dharma, ideology, religion is occupied by Rahu Ketu axis. So Rahu here gives a fanatical, radical bent to religious and ideological movements. So extreme beliefs, extremist elements, this is not my opinion, but this is written in the chart. So all these analysis I made through Medini Jyotish, that is through the Parashari set of predictions. Now I would like to see from the Jaimini perspective also. So if we see from Jaimini perspective, I have just taken few elements. Arudha Lagna is Arudha Lagna is Karkatak Lagna and Ketu is in Arudha Lagna. So what does this Ketu in Arudha Lagna represent? So the image of this nation projects to the world that it is of invisibility, conspiracy and covert operations. So they are never straightforward. Their agents in foreign nations may engage in acts that destabilize other countries, and terror acts through sleeper cells abroad. It is seen in this placement. Venus in the 12th pada and in 7th house from Karakamshi Lagna, which is Mithun Lagna. We can say this nation does not sustain any kind of true alliances. They are never to be trusted and they play both sides. And that's why they cannot be genuine and long-term friendship. They cannot have a long-term friendship with any country for that. So this is the chart analysis of Bangladesh. Now currently they are running through Chandra Dasha and Rahu Antardasha. Since October 2020-25, they are in this Chandra Dasha, Rahu Antardasha, and Chandra is the third lord. So courage, aggression, short journeys, and also in Medini Jyotish, third house represents neighboring countries. So all the disputes and issues with the neighboring countries started for them since Moon Dasha started, that is around two and a half years ago. But now with Chandra Dasha, Rahu Antardasha emergence, so a lot of domination of religious hate, communal fear and radical mobilization, all these are in peak now. So since October 2025, we can see communal violence erupting inside Bangladesh makes sense. Now in December, when they had Sukshma Dashas of Shukra and Surya, who are in 8th house, it went to peak. So reports of violence, attack, unrest, all were at their highest. Now from January to 16th of March, they have Guru Pratyantar Dasha. So whenever Guru comes in Antardasha, Pratyantar Dasha or in Sukshma Dasha, he will try to bring down any kind of unrest or any kind of attacks and try to bring peace, because he is the diplomatic person who would love to bring things into a good shape. So Guru brought that some temporary calm, and true enough, incidents are reduced. But 16th of March onwards, they will have Moon Dasha, Rahu Antardasha mein Shani's Pratyantar Dasha. So Shani supports this Navarasa, Bhivatsa. So horrific and terrible events may occur. Violence of a disturbing nature combined with Moon Rahu energy of religious extremism. This is a dangerous cocktail is what I would like to say. Simultaneously, in India's chart, from 20th of March, we have Mangal Rahu Guru. That is Mangal Dasha, Rahu Antardasha. In that, Guru's Pratyantar Dasha will start from 20th of March. So Mars and Rahu together represent this sudden aggression, border provocations, covert military action. Because for our India also, it is Rishabh Lagna only, and Mangal is a malefic. But Mangal is placed in the second house in a inimical sign only. So he may destroy the enemies during this time, and with Rahu Shani. So it's all three, Mangal, Rahu, Shani. So you may see all three malefics being active during this time, that is after 20th of March. We may see some sudden diplomatic action may be taken. So because Mars from its ninth aspect, Jupiter from its ninth aspect will see Mars, because Mars is in second house and Jupiter is in sixth house. So Jupiter through its ninth aspect will see Mars. So that's why there is a possibility there could be talks, there could be warnings and some international involvement as well. But Guru is placed in 6th from Rahu, who is in Lagna. This means diplomatic phase may find some kind of sudden disruptions and may not be agreed. So diplomatic talks, what will happen? It may not turn into our favor and we might have to take a very stringent action as well. So a sudden attack or provocation on India at northeast, east or southeast borders is highly possible for the next couple of months. So that's why I would say it's a bit sensitive time period. So now let's look at India's chart even more deeper. So when Mangal enters India's Dashamshi Lagna in transit, that is on 2nd of April, because in Dashamshi Lagna it becomes Meena Rashi, and when Mangal transits over there to Meena Rashi on 2nd of April, he conjoins Shani in the same Rashi, where Buddha also will enter late, and where Surya is already present, so we can expect a response. So India will not stay silent this time. Mangal Shani conjunction in this Meena Rashi from 2nd of April to 11th of May is a very intense combination. So Meena Rashi is a sensitive and border adjacent energy in India's chart for northeast, east and southeast regions, because it represents north region, and this conjunction can unfold terrible events, conflict, loss of life, military action in those directions as well. Now, here's a critical piece about the territory. Saturn is currently in the 11th house from Rishabh Lagna. So, that is the Yoga Karaka. 9th and 10th Lord in the 11th house is the best placement of Shani Dev at any point for India. And that's why the house of gains, the fulfillment of desires, expansion may give much better results. But there is one more catch. 8th of March se 12th of April tak, Saturn will be combust because of Surya being very close to Shani. So 8th March to 12th of April, Shani will be combust, and that's why India's ability to act with full force may not be possible during this window. But as soon as 12th of April passes on, India must be very active, and that's why before that India has to be very cautious. So 8th of March to 12th of April, India has to be very cautious is what I would like to advise. However, still all these charts, Dasha, Gochar, everything indicate India may acquire a piece of land. Loss of territory is seen for Bangladesh. So now I have seen from charts, Dasha and Gochar. Now I would like to see from eclipses also. So if we see from eclipse also, recently we had lunar eclipse. 15 days ago we had solar eclipse. So this lunar eclipse also confirms this, because both these eclipses happened in 410 axis for our India's Rishabh Lagna. So direction wise, the eclipse energy is pointing to northeast, east or southeast zone. So eclipses activate hidden fault lines. So they trigger what was already brewing beneath the surface. So charts say it, Dasha say it, Gochar say it, and eclipses also says that. So all four pillars are aligned is what I would like to say. So I want to be very clear. I share this not to spread fear or not to spread any kind of hatred, but to spread awareness, because astrology does not create events. It only indicates what the time can bring. And my sincere advice to all of you, do not travel to northeast, east or southeast directions until end of May 2026. If you have family or travel plans in those regions, please reconsider, or at minimum be extremely alert and have contingency plans. The situation will likely stabilize after Mars Saturn conjunction, which happens after the separation of Mars Saturn conjunction, that is from 11th of May onwards. So because Guru's influence will be more powerful after that, because Guru is about to move to Karkatak Rashi. He will enter on 2nd of June. So 1 month before we'll start getting the results. So until then, stay safe, stay aware and trust that Dharma always finds its way. Nobody can destroy Dharma, or nobody can try to malign Dharma as well. If you found this analysis valuable, please like this video, share this video among your friends and family circle or anyone who are having their travel plans to these directions. And subscribe to Ramya Jyotish for more such deep planetary insights. If you want to take up consultations from me, please refer to description. You have a form link, you can fill it up, or you can refer to my website ramyajyotish.com/consultations. You can find a link in bio as well. So that's it for the day. Thank you and have a great day. Namaste.